Vice City has always been sold as a paradise. Crowded beaches, neon lights glowing until the early hours, easy money, crime, freedom. But what if all of that was just the part the city wants you to see? What if Lucia's story wasn't about making it in Vice City, but about finding out that someone had already planned every single step she would take long before she was ever free? Before we go any further, let's be clear. This is a theory, based on the trailers, Rockstar's official descriptions, and elements that already exist within the GTA universe. Nothing you're about to hear has been officially confirmed. The idea here is to imagine what GTA 6 would look like if this entire story was hiding a psychological horror much bigger than it appears. And by the time we're done, you may never look at Vice City the same way again. The afternoon Lucia Caminos walked out of Leonida Penitentiary felt ordinary. The sun was low, the air was hot, cars passing on the highway without paying attention to anyone. She stopped for a few seconds in front of the gate. 23 months inside. Now finally on the other side. Free. Or at least that's what it seemed like. Across the street was Jason, leaning against a car, sunglasses on, expression calm, like he had been absolutely certain that moment was coming.
Huh?
You look different. Lucia smiled from the corner of her mouth. So do you. Nothing strange, nothing out of place. At least, not at first. In the days that followed, the two fell back into the kind of routine any GTA fan would expect. Small jobs, conversations about money, plans to build something in Vice City. Jason seemed the same as always. Calm, confident, ready for the next move. Lucia did what she did best. Watch, analyze, plan. Planning was the only time she felt in control. And maybe that's exactly why she noticed the first thing that didn't add up. While they were watching a potential target for a job, a man walked past on the sidewalk. He didn't stop. He didn't look directly at her, but he said something low, something fast, something simple. Watch yourself, Caminos. Lucia turned immediately, but the man was already gone, blended into the crowd, disappearing into the movement of the city. Jason noticed her reaction. Something happened? No. And at that moment, nothing really had. Not yet. That night, Lucia couldn't sleep. Maybe it was paranoia. Maybe it was just the habit of prison. But a strange feeling stayed with her, like someone was watching. Not her exactly, but her movements, her choices, her routine. In the days that followed, small coincidences started to surface. Nothing impossible, nothing supernatural, just coincidences. Too many coincidences. A white car showing up in different places. A woman who seemed to stare a little too long. A security guard who looked like he recognized her face. A cashier who asked, "You're back?" Lucia answered, "I've never been here." The woman blinked a few times, confused, then smiled. "Sorry, I thought you were someone else." And the conversation ended. But the feeling didn't. The whole city felt too familiar, like she had walked through places she had never visited, like some people already knew something she didn't. Then came the job. It looked simple, maybe too simple. Lucia even thought about that, but let it go. In Vice City, opportunities show up fast and disappear even faster. The problem was that the police showed up early. Way too early. Not a few minutes off. Not a miscalculation. early enough to feel like someone already knew exactly where to look. The plan fell apart. Lucia and Jason got separated during the getaway, and it was while running through unfamiliar streets that something finally started to click. Because looking back, there were too many questions. The lawyer who showed up to help her, the early release, the stranger who knew her name, the coincidences, the police. Each one on its own seemed normal, but together, it felt like something else. It felt like a pattern. Lucia spent the next few days trying to figure out whether any of it was real or just paranoia. And the more she dug, the more uncomfortable everything became. Not because she was finding answers, but because she was finding questions. Old questions. Vice City has a strange quality. It changes. The owners change. The gangs change. The politicians change. But certain names never go away. Decade after decade. Like they're always there. Watching. Waiting. Operating in the shadows. It was while tracing some of those names that Lucia found something strange. Old photographs, incomplete files, missing records. And in more than one place, something appeared that longtime fans of the franchise might recognize immediately.
Buried among old photographs and partially burned documents was a faded blue symbol. The same one that has appeared connected to the Epsilon program in other games in the franchise. But there was no explanation alongside it. Just the symbol. Nothing conclusive. Nothing definitive. Like someone had tried to erase their own history. The further she went, the more it felt like she was stepping into a part of Vice City that wasn't supposed to exist. A layer beneath the common crime. A layer where even the criminals didn't seem to know who was actually in charge. Then something happened that she couldn't ignore. She called Jason. She needed to know if she could trust him. She needed to hear his voice. She needed to hear something that made sense. Jason picked up immediately. Too fast. Like he had been waiting for that call. Where are you? Looking for you. The answer sounded sincere. Maybe it was sincere. That was exactly the problem. Because Jason didn't sound nervous, didn't sound worried, didn't sound surprised. He sounded like someone who knew more than he was saying. But that didn't mean he was lying. Maybe he was trying to protect her. Maybe he was being used. Maybe he didn't know anything at all. Lucia couldn't figure it out, and neither can we. If you've made it this far, hit like, because we're about to get to the most unsettling part of this theory. Lucia followed a lead to an old abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Leonida. A forgotten place. No cameras, no movement, no apparent reason to exist. Inside, she found boxes, hundreds of them, stacked, organized, cataloged, like an archive. Inside the boxes, there were photographs, reports, clippings, criminal records, hundreds of them, maybe thousands. Different people, different stories, but all with something in common. Some files had only a few pages, others filled entire boxes. They seemed to follow specific people for years, sometimes decades. Like someone had been interested not just in what they were doing, but in who they might become.
Huh?
Then Lucia found a folder with her name on it, Lucia Caminos. She opened it, expecting answers,
Huh?
but found only one page, a single sentence, typed. No signature, no explanation, no context.
Just Phase 2 initiated. Nothing else. At that moment, the warehouse lights went out. Complete silence. No sound, no movement, just darkness. When the lights came back on, the folder was gone. Lucia ran. She went back to her place, grabbed what mattered, left everything else behind. Jason, Vice City, all of it. She bought the first ticket out. Didn't matter where, didn't matter how far, just away. She sat in the back of the plane, window seat, eyes closed. For the first time in weeks, she almost felt safe. Then her phone lit up. A message. Unknown number. No name, no context. Just 4 words. Phase 2 complete. The overhead panel flickered. A warning tone. Low, steady. Then the cabin went dark. There was never any escape. There was only the next phase.